Alright, so let's get this thing started up, and we're going to take off. We got a couple air targets out there, a couple MiG-21s that aren't armed up in any way. Use them as target practice. And I also got a couple ground targets I'm going to try to drop these bombs on. Now, I've never employed air-to-ground on this aircraft yet, so we'll see how that works. And then after we do that, we're going to come back and try to land. Most of the time I explode my landing gear, so it should be interesting. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, step one. And this is going to straight off of the checklist from the DCS M-2000C manual. So, pre-flight checklist, fly-by-wire disconnect switch, normal. And that is this guy right here. Of course, he's caged, so he's going to be normal. Fly-by-wire G-limit switch as required, which is this one right here. And it needs to be down because I've got all the bombs on. Fly-by-wire norm or release switch to normal. It's this guy. It's at norm. Pirelli's Soars spec switch to auto. Oh, okay. Those are these switches, I believe. I wish I could zoom in. Yep, that's those switches though, and they're all set to auto. This one is middle is auto, and then for these two up is auto. And then the rest of it is other canopy crap. Canopy and parachute and all that stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and skip that stuff. Alright, startup procedure. Set battery. Battery is right here. Battery is turned on. Hit the master caution switch. This guy. Ignition ventilation selector. Set either ventilation left or Dante right. I'm probably super mispronouncing those. They're French words. I'm American, so I speak American. Set ventilation. Click it over to the right real quick. If you didn't catch that, that's this guy. He was over like that. Just right click him. Go over to the right, just one switch. Alright. And then it says fire extinguisher off, which is this one. And it's caged, so it's not going to be on. Left and right low pressure fuel pumps. These two. You got the left. Turn him on, and right there. And then starter fuel pump, which is this one. Turn him on. And then press the ignition switch. So, this guy right here. Once you push that, you get the starter light along with the RPMs going up to 11%. And then you want to push your throttle forward just a little bit, and it should go up to 40. Right now we're just kind of waiting for that to happen. You see my head going down looking at my crotch. I'm actually looking at the checklist in front of me on my computer, so I'm not actually staring at my own crotch. Alright, so next is the emergency fuel pump. Of course, now that we're over 40%, we can go ahead and put our throttle back down, and it's going to idle at about 49. Okay, this is the emergency hydraulic. You gotta turn that on. Gets rid of that in the caution light. Okay, so now we can turn off the starter fuel pump, which is this guy. Turn it back off. And then ventilation, which was this one, we've turned it over to the right one. We're going to go back over to the left. And now the engines are on. now I can do my HUD, which is this little toggle down here. Okay, so the HUD is on, and then the head down display. This guy, power on. Step 26 anyway. I'm trying to find, oh, okay, that's this guy, which, alright, this one is nav. Countermeasure switch to manual in the middle. Oh, over here, so, yep, that's countermeasures, manual, middle. Electronic warfare panel. That is these guys over here. I'm going to set all three of those in the middle. And the square is setting your jammer, just turning it on. Oh, by the way, that's the parking brake. It suggests that you turn them on when you turn on the engine, but we didn't roll anywhere. Apparently the ground crew still has the chocks in place. Okay, and since the parking brake wasn't on, I can turn on nose wheel steering. And I believe that it's saying that I'm ready to taxi. First, I skipped all the radio crap because I'm not really too worried about doing radio. I'm on this by myself, so a couple other extra tips and tricks. Over here are your lights. Anti-collision, turn that on. They don't have the lights modeled very well yet, but you can see it's flashing here. And then you got your navigation lights. There's a little poof ball on the end of both sides, red and green. I'm going to turn the NIK off. And then formation lights, which if you look in the external view, you can see there's no little green bars anywhere. Nope, wrong button. Now if you turn it on, now you got those green bars. It's primarily used for nighttime. I'm going to turn that off as well. Let's see here. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and taxi to the end of the runway and pick up from there. Alright, so we're coming onto the runway here, and I'm going to park it, and I'm just going to read off the checklist since I won't really be able to do it during the takeoff. It's kind of hard to look down and continue taking off at the same time. So just park this guy somewhat in the center here. It's a big runway, small plane, it'll be alright. Okay, takeoff. Taxi the runway by using rudder pedals and toe brakes. Make sure your nose wheel steering derav is engaged while taxiing. The derav thing that it's talking about is this blue light. If the blue light's on, nose wheel steering's on. I'll turn it off real quick to show you. Off, on. There we go. Okay. Once lined up with the runway, disengage nose wheel steering. And blue light, off, disengaged. Oh, cool. See the little button down there flipping. Full throttle with post-combustion afterburner, which is this little light will shine with the PC for post-combustion when the afterburner is lit. Rotate at 120 knots, retract gear before you reach 260 knots. And that is the whole deal with that. Seems easy enough. Let's give it a try. We're going to get to 120 knots super quickly. And I passed it without even noticing it. And we're airborne. Landing gear up. Just before 100 or 260 knots. It wasn't the best takeoff, but I've only flown this thing like 3 times now, so I will make do. Alright, so from that point, I'm not sure how the navigation stuff works with this, so I'm just going to go based off of my knowledge of the map, and I'm going to fly over to Creech, which is where I've set up the targets, because it's about the only other notable landmark I can find on this map so far. And that's where I have some orbiting MiG-21s along with, wow, this thing's super, it's flying super weird. I think it's because I've got the bombs on there. But it's where I've got the MiG-21s orbiting, as well as a couple just kind of normal ground targets that aren't going to attack at me, or fire back at me, so we'll be back when we get to that point. Alright, so quick little thing here. This indicator is for my external fuel tanks. Since I only have the one center one, it's represented by that orange light in the center there. See, just my one. So I'm going to go ahead and, to save weight, drop that. Turn on my master arm. Flip over the selective jettison and turn that on, to turn it left to turn it on. Select RP, because RP is French for fuel tanks. Select that guy, and then I'm just going to hit the weapons release button. And there you go. That's how you eject an external fuel tank once it's empty, if you want to do that. And then to make it safe again, you just turn the cover back over and it'll flip it to the right, and then turn off your master arm. Okay, so apparently I'm flying over Creech already. Didn't even realize it. Part of that is because I've turned off the labels, because I'm cool like that. So I'm going to get real low here and see if I can find these targets. The MiG-21s might not be here yet. I set them way off in the distance over there, or they're flying right above me. I'm not sure. So, but they shouldn't attack me. Okay, so we got some black dots down there. Those are the targets. And from what I was reading in the manual, the Mirage does not let you pick between CCRP and CCIP. It just goes off of whatever the bomb is that you're using, and it forces you to do it however that bomb is programmed into the computer to do it. So what we have is Mark 82 Snake Eyes, which should be CCIP. If you're familiar with the A10, you'll know what that means. So now I'm going to bring up the checklist to deliver those bombs. And I know it has something to do with radar, so let's do that. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure these MiG-21s don't have anything on them. I'll probably get shot down. It'll be a great first video. One thing I probably should have done is set up my autopilot, but since I don't know how to do that yet, that'll come in a later video, I haven't done that. But luckily, the Mirage flies pretty much where you tell it to fly. So if you don't have autopilot set up, just kind of set your throttle in a decent position and put your jet's nose on the horizon, and it'll go there. You don't really have to worry about it going into the ground like you do with the A-10 or any of the other jets. So I'm going to set this on autopilot while I read and set up my bombs, and then we'll turn around and we'll hit the target. I think I have to be a ways away anyway to do it, because you use your radar to do it, if I remember correctly. Okay, so it says adjust seat height to see the lower part of HUD better. I'll just do this if I have to. Or, hold on. Seat adjustment, I think it's this one. Oh, wrong way. I don't like that. Yeah, we'll do that. That looks good enough. I'll be over Vegas by the time I'm done with this. We got fuel. Okay. Set master arm switch to arm, which is up. Master arm switch to up. Select BF1, which is the high drag Mark A2s. So BF1. Set radar altimeter power switch to M. Radar. Oh. So that's test. That's M. Okay. Oh, look, we already got our little bomb ready to go. Ensure you're at least 3,000 feet above the ground, and enter a 20 to 25 degree dive towards the target at a speed of 400 knots. CCIP pepper will appear from the lower part of the HUD. Align CCIP pepper on the target by maneuvering the aircraft. When CCIP pepper is aligned, press weapon release button, pull up to avoid smacking yourself into the ground. It actually says that in the checklist, which I'm a fan of. Alright, so we're going to turn back in, fly another 20 minutes back to Creech, and try to drop these bombs, see what happens. Now, I'm not sure if it'll just drop all four, if it'll just drop one, or how it'll work, but oh, apparently I'm going to stall here. And just in case you don't know, this is your fuel. Once it gets below here, you're wanting this little red triangle. You're going to want to head back at the very least. Okay, so there's Creech off to the left of my nose. I'm going to just move to the left just a little bit to line myself up a little bit better with that taxiway. probably going to be an epic fail. Ugh, where's the pepper? I don't like this. Oh, pulling up. Check for effect. Oh, there's the hit. So it looks like it only dropped one. Check the external view. Oh yeah, look at that. I dropped one. So that's good to know that it doesn't just carpet bomb everything. Let's go see if we actually killed anything. Oh, that's going to be a total miss. Oh yeah, missed pretty badly there. But hey, it's working. And this is meant to be an interceptor. The bombs on it aren't going to be all that accurate. And even the laser guided bombs for it, there's no way to designate. You have to have somebody else designate for you. It'd be interesting to see if they... I'm not sure if they have it to where JTAC can laser designate targets, but it'd be kind of interesting to have this plane in multiplayer be able to communicate with JTAC and drop bombs on laser designated targets. But right now, the only way that I know how to do it is if you have a friend at an A10 or something designating targets for you. And I'm going to have that in another video later on. That's my speed. Oh, I'm going really fast. Still miss. Alright, we got one left. And then I'm going to try to find these MiG-21s. Still got a decent amount of fuel left. Although I'm pretty sure that these two right here are the wing tanks. So my wing tanks are empty. So I may end up going back and landing before I do the MiG-21s, so we'll see. It says to do 20 to 25 degree dives, and I'm doing way more than that, so could be why I'm not hitting very accurately. Oh, that was early. Oh. Oh, don't smash in the ground. Oh, and another miss. Well, overall, a successful trip. I was able to get the bombs to drop and explode, and that's always good times. Alright, so I have my radar on. I'll probably explore that more in a later video with you. But let's just see if we can find some targets here. Oh, Master Caution's on. It's probably for that. I'm also going to turn my air-to-air maneuvering on. When you do that, air-to-ground only allows you to do 4 to 5 Gs in a turn so that you don't create structural damage with a heavy load. And when you turn on the air-to-air, it allows you to pull more Gs, I think upwards of 9. So my radar is sweeping, you can tell by the little line going back and forth there. Interesting, I read that it only covers about 12 degrees off your nose, up and down, vertical. And I believe it's 120 degrees left and right. So the target has to be pretty close to level with you to find it. And I don't remember what I set the MiG-21's at. I think it was like 15,000 feet, and I'm at 16, so it's pretty close. I'm gonna turn out a little bit. They should be coming from Area 51 area, so and look at me leaving my lights on. What a doofus. Let's go ahead and turn those off. I'm gonna cheat and we use my F10 view. Oh, what the? Well, they're still up there, just circling around. Alright, well, let's go to them. Ugh, that was a super hard turn. Alright, so if I remember correctly, this number right here is the current range. It's set at 40 nautical miles. Let me see. Yep, range selector. So less, yep, 20 miles. So let's go to 80, which I think is the full range. Let's click it one more time, see what happens. Yep, 80 is as far as it goes. I'm at 20,000, so I'm going to drop down a little bit closer to 15, because I believe they're 15,000. And for the sake of killing things, I hit F2 and C. Yep, 15,000. By the way, I've only recently gotten track IR, so I'm getting used to it. Sorry if I make anyone sick by whipping my head around too much. Oh, there we go. So, we've now picked up our targets. I'm going to put you on the horizon pretty much. Use my target designator. Hit that, and I don't remember how to select targets. Oh, I've lost them. Where did they go? I'm going to subtract it a little bit. Nope, wrong way. 40. I guess this would be a good time to bring up how to fire my radar missiles, which are the Super 530Ds. So on the PCA, turn master arm switch up to arm. Okay, we're already there. Select the 530 missile. It says S show up, which I believe what they mean is this thing. The little light. Okay, turn on radar. consult earlier chapter, put TDC on the target. TDC is this thing right here, it's moving around. So you just put that on the target and you lock onto the target. And then after that it'll be HUD things to show you. But I've lost the target. I think it could be that I went too high. That whole 12 degrees off your nose thing. Oh, yep, see I dived down and then I found them. So, there they are. Don't remember what I set for to select the target. Alright. Okay, I figured it out. To lock the target, I put that. Okay, so you can see now there's a little square on my head and a circle. Oh, I've lost radar lock. So I went too high again. It's kind of finicky, the radar on this. I like it more than the MiG-21 though. MiG-21's radar just crap. Okay, so Master Kosh just came on, and oh, I'm getting low on fuel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and head back, refuel, rearm, and we'll get back to this after that. I've only got 720 pounds, or kilograms I guess. Oh, so this thing didn't work at all. I'm thinking I may end up landing at Creech. Yeah, going through 70 kilograms a minute. I'm not going to make it back to Nellis, so let's go ahead and try to land here. Which I've not landed at Creech before. Okay, so something I didn't know when you're trying to land, and part of why I sucked at it so bad is because I didn't know about this approach mode. Turn on approach mode, brings up a bunch of crap on the HUD for you. Now, what the manual says is that you should keep this little guy right here set pretty much where you're wanting to touch down, so at the end of the runway. And you keep that sitting right at the end of the runway, and then you keep these little arrows, these carrots, in between this little box. And you just use throttle management to keep them in the box. And that should allow you to come in at about the right speed, right, glide slope, and all that crap to put you right on the runway where you need to be. There's no flaps in this thing, so don't worry about flap settings. Basically, you just drop your landing gear below 250. Well, the manual says 230, so drop your landing gear around 230, and then just ride it in. I'm not sure what this box is. No idea. Still more things to figure out. It's funny, I'm landing at the airfield I was just dropping bombs at. Oh, also all that stuff that I was telling you that the manual said about keeping the carrots in the little boxes and stuff. This is my first time trying that. Beforehand I was just kind of free-handing it, which is why I was smashing my landing gear every time. Alright, so I'm not so sure about this, because I'm going really slow. Could be my angle, because it says to adjust the seat. Oh, there we go. That looks good. That looks bad. That looks really bad. Looks like I'm going to stall into the ground, which is very possible at 140 knots. Okay, so this isn't exactly easy, but I've got maybe one go around, so try to get it right the first time. It's super wrong so far. Oh, bye-bye landing gear. Well, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, right? Oh yeah. Hey, they didn't drop all the way to the ground this time. So, just go ahead and turn the engine off, which oddly enough is this little button right here. Just hit that, shuts the engine down. That's the battery power. Turn that off, turn the radar screen off. Open the canopy. Go get yelled at by your commander. Yep, there we go. Alright, so I think I'll just leave it at that for this video. Go up with only missiles next time and try to take out those MiG-21s. So, alright, I hope you liked the video. Leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.